Welcome to each and every one of you. Warm welcome back to those of you who have listened to previous Dhamma talks on this channel. I'm grateful to all of you who take time to listen to the Dhamma in your busy days, and to those of you who increase your devotion to the practice of the Dhamma. This is going to be a part 2 to a recent talk I gave on the practice of Dhamma. And there's always way more that I'd like to say than I can say in 10 minutes. So these are just some follow-up ideas that I hope will support you in your practice. So Ajahn Mahabhuwa said, "I have never seen any undertaking to be as difficult as the practice of mental development." In other words, there's no argument that this practice is difficult. It may be, in fact, possibly the most difficult effort one can make anywhere in the universe. The determination to be liberated from all the various forms that delusion takes. Delusion is the cause of our suffering. It begins with the concept that I am, and what am I? Well, depends on my mood, what I happen to be in the present moment. For those who are striving to practice the Dhamma, it requires a profound commitment to the practice, very profound commitment. Yet there is no fixed method of practice. It depends on the nature and temperament of the practitioner. The practitioner has to find the technique that suits them. I can say I've tried quite a few techniques and quite a few different concepts or forms of spirituality, and in every case, until I came to Thailand, I was told by the teacher what to do and how to do it. This turned out not to be the best advice. It's important for us to shop around, to try different techniques and meet different teachers, listen to different videos, or go to different retreats. But ultimately, there is a practice that is most suitable to our nature, to our specific time and place in this life. Now, the most common thing that all of us do when we want to learn something new is we open a book. Nowadays, I guess we search the internet. But not a single defilement can be eliminated by memorizing things we have read or heard. Reading and hearing and thinking do not eliminate the defilements that are causing us to suffer. The mind of a person who memorizes the whole scripture is still tainted, colored, polluted by these defilements. So ultimately, after we have a fundamental grasp of the vocabulary and the concepts, we need to really stop reading books and listening to videos, including these, I guess, and learn how to read our own mind. Mahabhuwa said, "The Lord Buddha and his noble disciples became enlightened by practicing mental development and not by studying and memorizing the Buddhist canon." So that's the first type of learning that we're used to, having gone to school, pariyatti, book learning. Then we need to practice to remove those defilements, those delusions, those misunderstandings, those wrong views, in an effort to develop our moral excellence. Because apart from virtue, wisdom has no worth, it has no value. We find people who are extremely articulate, they're so well versed in scriptures, in whatever religion they identify with, but later we find they lack virtue. They have personality behaviors that are the opposite of the virtue that they espouse. So we have to be determined in practicing virtue, and this is essential to our success in meditating. Right practice is suffering. It is suffering. That is the end of suffering. But we will not be successful and we will not be practicing properly as long as we have not and are not developing our virtue, our 5 precepts. So this practice, second stage, so to speak, must be continuous, constant conscious awareness with clear comprehension. It's the road or the path, it's the middle way. The 4 Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path are divided into 3 categories of virtue, concentration, and wisdom. Right practice is not forgetting yourself or becoming heedless. That means losing our mindfulness. During the Buddhist time, the duty of the monk was to practice walking and sitting meditation. And in both those practices, whenever they were sitting, walking, or eating, going on alms rounds, they were practicing mindfulness. So the third sort of step or level of our practice is the gradual and complete realization of the 4 Noble Truths. A comprehensive penetration, first-hand, direct experience, no longer a theory, a philosophy, a feeling, an idea, a belief, some kind of faith, no, but a direct experience. And this will require patient endurance, is the supreme practice for freeing the heart from unwholesome states. Constant, patient endurance. And patience is forbearance. It means we have to accept it. We have to live with it, whatever form the suffering may be taking. Patient endurance is the supreme form of practice for freeing our heart from unwholesome states. Patience is forbearance. It is painstaking perseverance. Patience is the leading principle in practice. We're not constantly checking, how am I doing, how come I am not making more practice, why is my practice so slow, why am I failing? Those are all concepts of delusion and forms that impatience takes. Enduring patiently, really, equals a spiritual perfection when we just let the present moment be the way it is. Patience is essential. The practice requires endurance, striving persistently to the limit of our own endurance, to the limit, to the max, holding nothing back, or as they say in sports, giving 100%. We must practice patient perseverance. Solitary, that means this is something we do within our own mind. We must be ardent and resolute and vigilant. Ardent and resolute means being resolute, determined, without doubts and without hesitation or reservations. being earnest towards everything of every sort, as long as we're being reasonable about it. So it's a total, absolute commitment to our own liberation, and anything less than that will not be successful. Thank you. Thank you for reaching the end of this Dhamma talk. Please consider listening to other Dhamma talks if you find any benefit from this talk. There are a great number available on this channel. I look forward to having you listen to Dhamma talks in the future. Thank you.